2024 marked the 50th anniversary of one of the biggest fights in history, the Rumble in the Jungle, when the heavyweight champion George Foreman lost his title to the former champion Muhammad Ali.
You're a part of sports history, and it was on the scene, and every year I'm having to talk about it since the 10th year, and it comes alive again in me, and it tells me how important the event really was and how happy I am to be a part of it. Too bad I lost, but hey, sour grapes, you know.
Do you watch the fight?
You can't win them all.
Do you watch the fight match, George?
Yeah, and every year I watch the fight again, and I keep thinking I'm going to win.
On October 30, 1974, the boxing world was captivated by the historic showdown in Kinshasa, Zaire. An iconic fight that not only reshaped the landscape of boxing, but also became a symbol of cultural and political significance during a turbulent era of civil unrest. In a newly independent Zaire, the event was seen as a celebration of African pride and resilience. It united people from diverse backgrounds and showcased the power of sport to transcend cultural and political barriers.
Rumble in the Jungle with Ali Boumoye. You know, I had all Africans, and he learned how it's called George Foreman ugly or whatever. He was learning their language, and he was making people happy by saying Ali Boumoye. And that's what he used. Now, I still to this day don't know what that means, but that's what they were hollering everywhere they go. I mean, he walked down the street, he couldn't walk down the street in Africa. I mean, he'd pick up 100 people, be right behind him, hollering, Ali Boumoye, and marching down the street. Ali was that much of a draw.
To be able to capture the imagination of the world and all the people of Zaire, Ali Boumoye, you know what I mean? So Ali killed it. And that's what, you know, they all felt. It was like an overwhelming people power. The karma was a supernatural, you know what I mean? It was just unbelievable.
In terms of boxing, though, it was much simpler. Foreman was the reigning heavyweight champion, and Big George was an undefeated wrecking machine with a reputation for devastating knockouts. Most experts viewed him as an unstoppable force. Let me put it this way. When the undefeated Muhammad Ali returned from exile to win his title back, he fought one of the most grueling bouts in boxing history against the new champion, Joe Frazier.
And I want to make one prediction. I'm not calling around. I predict that when I meet Joe Frazier, this will be like a good amateur fighting a real professional. This will be like a kid out of the Olympics meeting the fastest heavyweight champion that ever lived. This will be no contest. But I predict the fight wouldn't go the distance. I'll stop it. Stop me, you.
And Smokin' Joe beat Ali by unanimous decision. When it was the undefeated Foreman's chance to fight Frazier for the title, it was as different an outcome as you could ever imagine. For starters, to earn his title fight, Foreman had won 37 bouts in just 4 years. 34 of those he'd won KO. Frazier was the champ, though, and he was the man who beat Ali, so he was expected to do well. But Foreman sent him to the mat 6 times in just 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Big George was like no other heavyweight champion in history.
Well, I think that whenever you get a champion like champions that you speak about, a past champion, you're going to get a lot of contenders because certain people never did hurt anybody. He'd leave them on his feet and dance, and the guy would be following them all around the ring still after the fight, be screaming they won. But after I fought people, nobody followed me around hollering, I'll get you the next time I want to rematch.
Ali, on the other hand, was a polarizing figure. Having been stripped of his titles and banned from boxing for refusing military service during the Vietnam War, he had returned to the ring seeking redemption. Having lost to Frazier in his first attempt, Ali went to work, fighting everyone and anyone he could to get that belt back. It took 3 years, 13 wins, another loss, and 2 rematches to earn his shot at Foreman. That's the Foreman who took less than 4 rounds to completely wipe out both Joe Frazier and the other man who had beaten Ali by that stage, Ken Norton. But Ali was a man possessed.
I'm too fast, I'm too skillful. The little kid was in the Olympics when I was fighting people like Sonny Liston, when I was fighting Joe Frazier. He was in the Job Corps. The man don't know nothing, and I'm gonna show everybody out there watching the show and the whole world, and the world will bow and admit that I am the greatest of all times when you see what I do to George Foreman. I'm just getting hot thinking about it.
With all the odds against him, this was the fight that inspired one of Ali's greatest speeches.
Last night, I had a dream. When I got to Africa, I had one hell of a rumble. I had to beat Tarzan's behind first for claiming to be the king in the jungle. For this fight, I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning and put thunder in jail. You know I'm bad. I have murdered a rock. I injured a stone, and I hospitalized a brick. I'm so bad I make medicine sick. I'm so fast, man, I can run through a hurricane and don't get wet. When George Foreman meets me, he'll pay his debt. I can drown a drink of water and kill a dead tree. Wait till you see Muhammad Ali.
The fight took place in a massive outdoor arena filled with over 60,000 enthusiastic fans who were treated to Ali's risky new strategy that would later be described as the rope-a-dope. While Ali conserved his own energy, Foreman punched himself out, and in the 8th round, Ali blitzed Foreman and sent the champ to the canvas.
When you're boxing, you're so competitive, you're so jealous. Then afterwards, you realize, hey, we have too much in common. We're both heavyweight champ of the world, got lots of children. Why can't we be the best of friends? And I found him to be the best of friends. He likes desserts more than me, though. I like the real food.
With the victory, Ali not only regained the heavyweight title, but solidified his status as one of boxing's all-time greats.
It's hard to say who was the greatest fighter of all time. Sugar Ray Robinson is generally accorded that honor, although Robinson fought at 160 pounds and was probably at his best at 147. I believe that if you took Muhammad Ali in his prime, say 1966, 1967, and put him in a boxing ring, he would have beaten any fighter ever.
As we mark its 50th anniversary, it serves as a reminder of the enduring legacy of Muhammad Ali and of how the Rumble was more than just a boxing match. It was a moment that captured the spirit of a generation that still echoes through the annals of history.
Ali was a flawed person, all of us are, but I believe that he was a great man. He was also a good man. And when you get to that level of character, it's not necessary to decide was Ali or Nelson Mandela or Winston Churchill or Franklin Roosevelt or Abraham Lincoln or Gandhi the greatest. They were great men, they were good men. And at this point, rather than cry because he's gone, I'd like to smile because we had him.
Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.